Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace, and there's a woman behind me. She's tailgating. I'm going this like a couple miles over the speed limit. Well, she was when I was doing that, so I slowed down. I am so sick of people who tailgate, like the people who tailgate in a parking lot, like a big grocery store, and you're trying to where you're supposed to let the people go. And anybody walking has the right of way, period. Okay, you just can't hit them because you want to. You think you have the right of way. You just can't, period. Full stop. And tailgating, really? I'm so tired of it. I have seen so much narcissism, so much, me first. It's just sickening. It's disgusting. It's like those are the lowest life forms, part of them. Of course, they're worse, but we know that. Well, kind of have to wonder sometimes. But, anybody tailgating, just get a grip. The road is not yours. Now I've said that. It just came from a grocery store. Okay, now, to me, the grocery store, when you're walking down the aisles, the same rules apply as if you were driving on the road. I mean, why would it be different, really? It shouldn't be all willy-nilly, everybody jumping in front of everybody, putting their hands in front of, that happens too much. Putting their hands in front of me and, excuse me. No, you stand in line and wait your turn, period. If you think this 60-year-old woman ain't going to say that, think again. I will say it. And what are they going to do? Really, what are you going to do? No, stand in line and wait your turn. You were taught that in school. But anyway, I was in this grocery store, and I've only seen this one time. Now, I'm going to say this as a matter of fact. I live in the wealthiest county in Texas. It plays back and forth with this one other one, which you can read online, but it's something about a certain amount of the population, I guess, I would think. But it's number one, wealthiest. That's a matter of fact. And the reason I say this is every once in a while I mention it because it plays a role in what I'm saying. But in this one, I've only seen this one time. That bump right there, I don't know, hole. But I've only seen this one time in my life, and I've lived in this area for just over 20 years. I guess, I don't remember, let me see, 20-something years. Going on 25, wow. Anyway, and I've seen this. There are a lot of different, it's a very wealthy county, lots of people from lots of countries. Yeah, and since my master's degree is in sociology, my degrees are in psychology and sociology, that's cool to me. It's cool. I see so many different people. Now, the other day I mentioned this about somebody from my own ethnic group. And she was walking, I was sitting at a park and I was doing a video, and she was walking with her very young son, walking behind her, like so many paces behind her. And she had a switch in her, a stick. But it's, I could see that just a look on her face, her demeanor, everything about her said that she was using that to threaten that child. And I was making a video, and when she walked past me, and I said, if she dare hits that child, well, I would come unglued. I wouldn't do anything physically, but police would be there lickety-split. Yeah, they would. They actually would, because they're not far. Now, you're going to be behind me, and you can tailgate too. I better speed up anyway. But, and this is a neighborhood. Remember that. This is not a highway or whatever. It's a neighborhood. But anyway, no kids. Anyway, the woman, her whole demeanor, I was so disgusted. Because you do not hit a child, period. Case closed, period. You never hit a child, period. No, it's not in the Bible. No, it's not. That's just somebody who had really poor parenting skills, no skills, and wanted an excuse, and it spread like wildfire. Instead of people learning how to treat a child, you don't hit it, period. Okay, and don't say, well, I was when I was a child and I turned out okay. No, you didn't. If you feel a reason to hit a child, you're not okay, period. I know I'm going to be very popular with it saying that. But I think more people are learning that, yeah, they don't really want to spend time in prison for hitting their own child because, people that are so self-centered that they think that they can do what they want and get away with it, like hitting a child, that's so sad. But anyway, I mentioned her, and I'm not going to just talk about people from my own ethnic group. There's this other ethnic group I have quite a bit of experience with. I actually have more experience in my adulthood. I'm 60. My adulthood, I would say more or at least this equal with people from other countries, from various countries. Like I said, that's cool by me. It really is. But I sometimes miss being around people from my own culture. I really do. And for years there, it was quite a culture shock not being around. So, but anyway, I'm not going to mention just one culture. And this other one that I have is that women have to walk a certain amount of paces behind a man. And men, the husband, the wife and the children are the husband's property. Now, I've seen this quite a bit. But this one thing that I haven't seen, but once before, was in a grocery store, and the young parents, seem to have, I don't remember why I got that idea, that they seem to have thought that their son, it was a really young son, and this happened just now, and again, the second time, but a really young child, a boy, there was no other children, was a prince, and everybody in the store must know that. Now, they didn't say my son is a prince, but their attitude, all that wrapped around it, was that everybody, the child, the boy, had free reign. He can go in and out, looking at other people's shopping carts, running around people, and don't you dare, say something like, excuse me, or say something to the parents that, no, your son can't do that. That's inappropriate. They're going to get hurt. They're going to run into somebody who's not fast enough to dodge the child, something. And that's just not proper behavior. And you can tell the child that's not proper behavior. Okay, I'm going to make the rest of it like this. I had to delete one because off in the distance there's some children playing. And I try really hard not to put children in my video. I'm not a perfect being, but I try hard. Anyway, so I was talking about the other thing that happened in the story. It was a boy. It was from another culture. I was saying I'm not going to just mention one culture. And because I've spent most of my adulthood around other cultures. And people from various countries, states, you name it, and I like it. So I'm going to mention this. Like, I've seen this culture, that they believe that the women have to walk. The women and children are still considered male property, the husband's property, or the a male in the family, their property. And once the boy child becomes an adult, he has humans as property. You see what I'm saying? And I was saying that it reminds me of Murdoch Mysteries in that era, and that's Canadian, in that era, when that was the late 1890s and early 1900s, is what they, when they have it, what do they call them? Period pieces. But this is not pieces. This is a series, Canadian. I love Canadian series. I was talking about that. I was saying that they don't have a bad season or two bad seasons, with low ratings and say, oh, we're going to cancel like they do here in the United States. I don't like that. I like it when I can continue watching a series, even if some of them, they have a bad season, so what, big deal. That's how life goes, too. You may have a really bad season. I've had a bad season myself. This since when I was once I turned 60, when I was 59, things started really changing for me. Then once I turned 60, it was like medical condition after another. One this, one that. So, anyway, to get back to this. What I saw in this situation was from one culture, the men think that the women have to walk so many paces behind them and, their property and all this kind of stuff. And I just find that so, you don't believe how I find it bad. And, anyways, and I've seen that some people try to push that on women from my culture. My culture. No. I'm not male property. Seriously, my goodness. But, anyway, when I was in the store, they had a boy, and this I've only seen it one time before. I don't know what part I had to cut off. But the boy child apparently has free reign to go wherever they wanted to go and dip into anybody's whatever, their shopping cart and run in front of shopping carts and all this stuff. And they wouldn't rein the child in. Okay, the parents, young parents. Nope. It's like as though they gave off an impression of one time it happened before. They gave off the impression that the child was a prince, and everybody should know that the boy child can do whatever they want. like that particular child was a prince. No. Anyway, and I was like, you need to learn that's dangerous for that child, for one thing, really, because some people are, not fast enough to dodge if a child runs out in front of them, and that's just teaching that child bad, really bad manners. If that child's going to go to school here, that it's going to cause a child to have problems all around, because the child's going to think that they come first before everybody. And because they think of themselves, or they were taught to think of themselves as like princes, So, as I'm saying this, I'm seeing people behind me walking out in a traditional garb kind of thing. And the little boy's running across the street. Oh, don't do that, people. Don't teach the boy that he's standing in the middle of the street. I'm serious, I'm watching this in my side view mirror in the rear. Wow. But this, something like that. Look, wish you could see that there are two rabbits. They're chasing one another. It was so cute. They look like two baby rabbits over there. But, how cute. The fun stuff happens when my video is like this, But, anyway. But that whole situation made me think a bit about, the looking glass self, how you see yourself through the eyes of other people, but so much more wrapped around that. Anyway, I'm going to go home because, it's time. I just want to mention that right now. Maybe I'll talk about later when there's not so much going on. You wouldn't believe there's so much going on around me. Talk to you on the video. Bye.